So as you can see, the number of subscribers has changed once again. And yesterday, it was back up to 16, which was unfortunate because I like to keep the numbers low. And to me, the low numbers make a statement regarding the tendency that culture has to reduce itself to the lowest common denominator, and paradoxically, by reducing itself to the lowest common denominator, it increases the number of enthusiasts for whatever that lowest common denominator might be, and one merely has to look at the number of subscribers that a YouTube user such as Joe Rogan has to confirm this thesis, right? So we were back up to 16, and then we were 16 for a day, and then we're down to 15, and hopefully I can reduce this number back to 14 with whatever I do in the next couple of days. And as I stated before, one doesn't usually know why or who one gains or loses as a subscriber, but in certain instances, because of the YouTube email messaging system that YouTube users have access to and can communicate all things concerning YouTube with, I've received a couple of messages from Bob Dylan. And I received another one today confirming that it was in fact, Mr. Dylan that subscribed and increased the number from 15 to 16, and then and then unsubscribed over the course of less than 24-hour period, and I thought, rather than explaining the letter or summarizing the letter or paraphrasing the letter or paratasticizing the letter or parapraxisizing the letter or disparapracticizing the letter or disparagraphicizing the letter, that I would simply have Hedgehog, once again read it for us in the guise of Mr. Bob Dylan.
Dear a contracting fee through Theta, I had rejoined and resubscribed to your YouTube channel because I had intended to make a reference to Mr. Jimi Hendrix. As you know, sir, Jimi Hendrix covered one of my actually more than one of my tunes. He covered the tune that you made reference to in your reading of that long poem by William Blake that remained unfinished, of which you claimed I had stolen part of in my dear and beloved lyrically referred to as The Gates of Eden, which I highly deny. Most of The Gates of Eden was actually stolen from Mr. Allen Ginsberg. But in any case, as you know, Mr. Hendrix covered both Like a Rolling Stone and the song to which I had intended reference, All Along the Watchtower. And the way that I intended to make reference to that tune was by joining your YouTube list of subscribers. As you know, the space-time travel communication coordinate Number 15 represents a playlist in the simple space-time communication coordinate set that designates a composite. Oh no, that's the complex set. The complex space-time communication coordinate set that designates a set of Jimi Hendrix tunes, one of which, I believe it is space-time travel communication coordinate 15.34, represents Mr. Hendrix's version of All Along the Watchtower, which, as you know, I wrote without any assistance from Mr. William Blake or Mr. Allen Ginsberg. However, in joining your somehow, I managed to arrive as subscriber number 16, which of course is not a reference to Jimi Hendrix at all, but Mr. John Coltrane. Mr. John Coltrane didn't cover any of my tunes, as far as I know. That would have been difficult, actually. But this raised a problem for me because I had intended to refer to Mr. Jimi Hendrix, and I was actually referring to Mr. John Coltrane. So I had to unsubscribe. And in unsubscribing, I made the reference to Mr. Jimi Hendrix and thus my tune. So I may subscribe and unsubscribe it as I see fit, even though it's annoying and bothersome to y'all, in order to make my references more clear. Now, I've been having some difficulty as an unsubscribed member of your list. As you can see from the front page, I've been clicking away. I've been clicking away, hoping to increase those numbers in some way that would, at some point maybe randomly refer to this tune, All Along the Watchtower, which you can see is a ballad in a certain way. As you know, all ballads can be sung to the tune of an Emily Dickinson poem. That poem, because I could not smile for death, he kindly smiled at me. You know that one? Because I could not smile for death, he kindly smiled for me. And you can see that this one could be read to that, sung to that, and that's how you tell us a ballad. Watch this. There must be some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to the thief. There's too much confusion, I can't get no relief. And then you smile at that point. That's not the way I sang it, and that's not the way Jimi Hendrix sang it, but it's how you can tell it. It's a ballad. Also, it's very tragic. Very tragic. I like to think of myself as a rail riding member of the common people, even though I own a giant mansion on the hill. But never mind all of that. But never actually rode the rails, but made a lot of references to them in various ballads and such. Basically, I'm a tunester. You know what a tunester is? Oh, wait a minute. Gotta get back to my accent. Somehow, Hedgehog slipped into that southern accent. He's Mr. Bob Dylan. Get back to bed, Dylan. Anyway, that's basically what I wanted to say. The reference that I was attempting to make with click, 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 click was the All Along the Watchtower. And that reference, go back to that southern accent again. The reference that I was attempting to make by joining your subscribers list was to my own song, because I'm narcissistically infatuated with my work, and I think the only time I ever praised Jimi Hendrix was for the way that he covered that tune. But the other reason, there's an ulterior reason, ulterior rationale for my reference to that particular tune along the Watchtower that is exceeds the boundaries of my egocentricism and narcissism, and wow, this is a long letter. And that excess refers to the fact that I saw something analogous in the way that your space-time communication coordinate system and means of moving in and through representational strategies and structures is exemplified in the first stanza of my song, All Along the Watchtower, which I'll recite here without musical accompaniment, but not in the melody of that the Emily Dickinson tune, because I could not smile for death, but to the melody that I proposed for it initially. There must be some kind of way out of here, said the space-time travel communication coordinate messaging service to the intended recipient of such messages. There's too much confusion. I can't remember who's sending the messages and receiving their messages and what accent I'm supposed to use and what meter or what type of poetic verse is going on, when and where I'm supposed to smile. I modified that in lyrics a little bit.